Hey out there, how y'all doing today on this Tuesday? You know, I just want to say on January the 15th, 2021, I really want to talk about mental health and in the black community. And what do y'all think that when we scream out Black Lives Matter, what do we really think in our community? What really matters? I feel like, knowing that, man, I miss my grandma so much. And I hear like little stories about her telling me about how she used to be so dominant and how she had challenges as a mental, unstable person, and how she didn't really get no help, and how most people figure like they can't help nobody in their crisis is to like leave them alone or let them go their own way or not really be there like they supposed to be because I don't know, depression, being stressed out, and like what they want to call it now is like bipolar syndrome, or you need help by talking out, relieving your pain and your suffering, or what you done been through, or your heartache, or what your mind is really challenging you on a negative and a positive level. So I just want to share my opinion of being stressed out and having some depression modes. And I don't know if I'm hearing my grandma, uh, on both ends, like my granddad had, because he been to the military and stuff like that. And genetics do actually, visit some people in life. You might don't never really see yourself like how people tell you about other people in your family, how things can actually happen in your life, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like in the black community, right? How do you think that, they say Black Lives Matters, right? But I feel like we all can sometimes inherit things or sometimes go through the experience of life and ain't nobody willing to help, you know? Ain't nobody willing to listen to somebody, right? Ain't nobody really out there to really hear somebody venting. They forgot about that. They used to talk about that in the past. Oh yeah, I'll let you vent. I'll let you say what you gotta say, right? But my thing is have the intentions to care when you listening to somebody, because yeah, it could be about you, the people that you experience around you, and when I say you and experience people around you, I'm talking about yourself. It could be your closest family member. It could be your mom, your dad. It could even be your kids. I mean, it could be your grandma. However, the closest people that you put and intertwine with, And I just feel like now, since everybody want to claim that they got like bipolar or all this other little stuff that we mostly heard, like, and this ain't even being offensive, that more likely than, the average Caucasian or the average, foreigner that comes from overseas have all these different type of disorder. But like now we have all these problems. Like they want to blame us for, being traumatized. Yeah, a person be traumatized by seeing somebody go through something, seeing somebody be beaten down with child abuse, seeing other kids, go through stars, what is like all type of stuff. Like people ain't eating, people starving, people killing each other, and it's your same kind of people, right? That's what you think, right? But we all struggle, we all go through things. But I'm just saying, in the black community, my topic is about mental health. What can we do when we say Black Lives Matter? Because I think that it's a lot of mental health problems going on, like more than ever. Now, some of these kids that come from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, right? We're not talking about no 2000 babies, right? Most of these kids was on some type of form of ADHD type of medicine, right? Not all through the generations that I done said, but most, okay? Before they then came with the lean, popping pills, all type of other drugs, cocaine, heroin, all that, right? Most of these kids, because most of these parents listen to the influence of a doctor, a person that helps talk with a kid, a young adult, or adult, period. Put them on all these different type of medicine, right? To deal with their depression, to deal with their hyperactive self. And some was for, to focus a little bit better and stuff, right? Now, I can only experience what I done been through, right, in life. So, yeah, and sometimes being on Tylenol and morphine, I couldn't focus. So my mom got me help to try to talk about my problems with my sickle cell and make me focus on the medicine that the doctor and the psychology personnel put me on, to make me focus in class and more likely just focus out here in life, because that type of substance abuse that I was taking, a lot of that medicine going back and forth in the hospital, that's what my mama decided to help me out on when I was honest with her one day about my addiction to the pain medicine. But just knowing friends and seeing other people, and then people talking about how my family, some of the people, older people in my family really was like, had mental health problems, but they were successful, all type of stuff, right? But like when you look at other different races as foreigners and people that got that, they know how to manage it. They know how to deal with it. They come together as a community. So as I'm asking us as folks of the black community, the black neighborhood, Black Lives Matter, right? So let's really start getting out here and really showing that Black Lives Matter, because I just feel like it's still going from generation to generation to generation. And all we trying to do is, quote unquote, pretend or put it under the rug, where we trying to take some substance to cure or to make our pain in our mind or our body not to ache or not to deal with the reality of things, It's just like, I was just thinking about the time that I was like maybe like 15 and I was at school, right? And my medicine was like at the nurse office, right? the same person that I had like a little confrontation about, because I was high on my medicine. And I thought I was the biggest little badass, but I was like a little skinny, short dude. This boy like 6'5". And we was cool, but he was just talking junk in the class, and I was trying to hear the teacher. And one thing led to another, but that was the same person that picked my ass up when I couldn't even bend my leg. I couldn't even jump up on my crutches, and carried me to the nurse office to take my pain medicine. And my mom came to pick me up. And she remembered the boy because they had like a conference.
Hello.
A conference, and then she seen him, and he was like, "Yeah, I carried your son to the office to make sure he gets some medicine and go home and feel better." But you know, me covering my pain up at that particular time made me just think about the gatherings of how I done been through things with people, and how we all need each other, even though we fight and fuss and cuss and think that we don't need each other. When most people take their frustrations out on the people that's real close to them. That's what I meant by that little story, you know. But that's my topic of the day. You can like, subscribe at the bottom, and leave a comment, you know, on what you think about mental health and how Black Lives Matter with your concern, and how do it affect you when you're dealing with stress or depression, or how did you get out of that, you know. Check me on out. I'll stay in tune, and I'll talk to you on part 2.